All right, now we're outside 4765 139th Avenue Northeast here in Ham Lake. We are checking out StoneGate Builders. I'm a huge fan of StoneGate. I was really excited to check out another one of their homes. We did one earlier in Woodbury, but yeah, I was just very impressed. I wanted to kind of see what they do in terms of even the next step of luxury. So here we are in Ham Lake. We're in the Elwell Farms development. This is a 5-bed, 5-bath, 4-car garage. It's on an acre. The lot is 1 acre, so that's one thing that we'll talk about here in just a second. 5,300 square feet, and it is listed at $1.89 million. So yeah, Ham Lake, a little bit more of a rural area of the Twin Cities, kind of right on the edge of the North Metro. Some might say we're kind of beyond the metro area. As you can see, very open area. Got quite a few lots actually in this development that's still yet to be built. A couple other builders here as well, along with StoneGate. Look like pretty nice homes, but yeah, very excited to check out StoneGate here again today. But yeah, we are on an acre of land. I don't want to step on. We got really nice black dirt here. I don't want to mess things up too much. But yeah, just to kind of show you around. One thing that, we notice with new construction a ton of the time is that you're on relatively speaking, large homes in most cases on small lots. So homes very close together. Not the case here. A lot of space, around this home. We're also on well and septic here in Ham Lake. So that's a little bit of a different than what we're, kind of normally used to looking at homes closer inside the Twin Cities metro area. So yeah, we can talk a little bit more about that later on as well. But checking out StoneGate here. Again, this is the Fremont floor plan. The elevation on this home is really, really impressive. Elevation, of course, referring to the exterior, the architectural design elements, the materials, but just really love the look of their homes. Love the nice straight lines, a lot of verticality. As you can see, the window, this kind of center window, just really, really nice kind of centering element of this house. The other thing I love about StoneGate is they use real stone on the exteriors, exteriors and interiors. Anytime they're using stone, it is not man-made, it is natural, and you can really just tell by the touch, the look. But yeah, really like that. The siding here, so this is an LP Smart siding. It's, I guess, more resistant to impact than your kind of standard fiberboard. But yeah, this is called board and batten, the siding style. So the boards are kind of the wider parts and the batten, the thinner boards kind of covering up the seams, but really, really nice look. And love the color combo, the kind of natural juxtaposed to the dark, roof and edging, or trim, I should say. Walking up, of course, we have a little front patio space, very common with new construction, but just love the wood, love the natural elements, the natural pillars, just straight, nice, clean lines. I really like that. Not a lot of extra detailing, just natural elements, just add to the aesthetic appeal so much, in my opinion. But let's check inside. Really nice open entryway. So in most cases, we've seen a lot with new construction, right to the left or to the right of the front door, you're going to have that office space. In this home, this is the designated dining room space. Really nice 10-foot ceilings in here. It's the stairs going up. But yeah, very open right when you walk in. I love this element right here, the kind of pillar in the middle. But yeah, there's just huge open spaces on both sides. Really a nice openness, uncommon for entryways. A lot of times, yeah, you'll get that, kind of office room right off the left that's closed in, and then, walk whatever it is, 10, 15 feet to get into the main living room space. But great feel walking in. Andersen windows, of course. StoneGate always uses Andersen windows. I just learned this. Andersen, I guess, so, I've mentioned in the past that Andersen, like top of the line window manufacturer. One thing that sets them apart is, so this is not vinyl actually, this is a product called Fibrex. I don't know if that's proprietary to them, but it is more, it's 2 times stronger than vinyl. So stronger window, double pane, of course. But yeah, love the black color. Kind of playing off the light white walls. And then engineered wood flooring. So this is not LVP, this is real wood. A layer of real, hardwood on top of kind of like a ply. So these floors can be refinished. Wider planks, kind of a more luxury look and feel. But yeah, just really, really great feel. But yeah, interesting. I mean, all the light pendants in here, I'll kind of take a look. But yeah, just the thing that I noticed walking in is just like the earthiness, the natural kind of colors and tones of this home. Lots of stone, I believe it's granite in the kitchen. We'll take a closer look in a second. But yeah, just that the earthiness, the naturalness, it really, to me, has like a, kind of like a Tuscany style feel in here. But yeah, kitchen and living room. I mean, this is at least this main part, fairly common layout. But just the design elements that StoneGate, incorporates into their homes, to me is what sets it apart. We have more of the natural stone here for the fireplace. Built-ins, just do an excellent job. Scandia cabinets, we'll take a closer look at that when we get into the kitchen. And then of course the trade ceiling with the wood beams, just adding that, kind of extra architectural depth and, kind of adding warmness to the space. Huge windows here looking out, and in this development you're not looking out onto other homes, right? You're on an acre. You've got kind of like a little bit pond area in the back there, a little bit kind of what looks like maybe wetland area, but yeah, huge backyard, of course, on an acre. But yeah, this is one of the benefits of, development in Ham Lake as opposed to somewhere like Lakeville or Woodbury, where, in most cases you're going to have another home or in a lot of, situations, several homes looking out the view. But to me, this is something that, a really awesome feature of this particular house and this particular location is that you do actually get to enjoy nice views here. But back to the house, just really, really impressive. It is at $1.89 million among the, higher purchase price or list price homes that we've seen here, but it really, comes through in the finishes. Walking into the kitchen, so huge center island. I mean, seats 6 here. You could get more in. I believe the measurements on this are like 9 by 6.5 feet. 2.5 or close to 3-inch. I believe this is granite. Unless I ask or it's told to me, I never can really tell. It looks incredible. The reason I say I think it's granite is just because of the veins and just kind of like there's like a less consistency in this than typically you see in quartz. Quartz is a man-made product, so kind of throughout whatever the pattern is or veins or whatever it is, usually you see some repeating patterns in quartz, or at least just like a more overall consistency. But whatever the case is, very high premium quality product, and just the thickness is what is different about this than what you'd get in kind of your more standard new build, where it's like maybe an inch, in a lot of cases less than that. But so this again, looking out, doing dishes, whatever it is, prepping food at this really large counter space here. Just looking out to trees and grass as opposed to other homes. Just really nice feature of this house. But also a really nice feature is this wall of stone. So you've got the stone on the fireplace, and then this whole wall, the same stone, giving it that natural feel and really like adding a lot of warmth. I know stone is not really considered like warm, it's cold and hard, but just kind of giving it that cottagey style feel, that, Tuscany style feel. Love the wall sconces there as well. Kind of feel like you're in a modern castle or something like that. But yeah, just really, really impressed More cool light fixtures, pendants. Ceiling beams in here as well, with like a paneled ceiling, 10-foot ceilings. So not super high. You know, I've been in homes with higher ceilings, 11 foot, but adds to kind of a cozier feel. Appliances are Signature. This is a brand that I had to look up, but this is a luxury kitchen appliance manufacturer. But yeah, very interesting. And then of course with StoneGate, you get the Scandia cabinets, the Scandia Minnesota cabinet maker. So they got it printed right here on every one of these actually. But yeah, custom cabinet maker. They do work directly with StoneGate for installing cabinets in StoneGate builds, but really, really nice to see. And then, so this, another kind of interesting feature that you don't see a ton in new construction, but these cabinets, so these are shaker cabinets, but this is kind of like a slim shaker, kind of a modern evolution of classic shaker style. A little bit more of a minimalist look, but it brings together, what I think a lot of people associate that shaker classic charm with a more contemporary design. But yeah, wanted to point that out. You just don't see that a lot. This house has a lot of elements that you do see a ton in new construction. I think I mentioned walking in, this general layout of kitchen and living room and entryway, fairly common, but it is cool to see, where they do make a little different in terms of touches to, add to that extra layer of luxury. So a backsplash here, a lot of times we'll see tile. We do have what I'm calling granite all the way up. And then over here, more of that natural stone. So yeah, just these little touches. I mean, it's the consistency. It almost makes the house feel like it's built out of that stone, like giving it that more cottagey style feel. It's a beautiful, huge house, but it does have, a coziness to it. And I think it is, the materials, the colors, the earthiness that add to that. Range hood looks awesome. I'm not a huge fan of crown molding in general. Let me know what you think in the comments. If you feel like this little bit on top adds to the overall design aesthetic of this home, I feel like I could do without it. That's just one man's opinion though. Let me know what you think. But yeah, another thing that you see when you get into the luxury tier, fridges, freezers built in with the cabinets. So kind of a seamless look on the exterior. But yeah, kitchen signature suite. This is a very nice looking fridge and freezer in person. Kind of on the level of like Sub-Zero from my perspective. But super sturdy, everything, super sturdy. The flooring feels great, looks great. And then, of course, all the cabinets. So this is where things start to get a little bit more unique, this kind of backside of the house. So walking in, we do have the sunroom here, but first want to point out this tile. Going back to, so this is just tile, but it, the kind of speckling of like what looks like stones just does give it an extra kind of added to that natural feel. Natural materials, which I just think, to me, that is what, sets it apart. Things that, of course, things are going to be man-made, but when it has that look and feel of being natural. This is interesting, this little pocket office space. So nice storage, filing cabinets. It's a little bit of a tight space, but, it's still really premium materials. This counter, all wood. And nice high ceilings in here as well, 10-foot ceilings. But into the sunroom space. So interesting juxtaposition of, all the windows, so letting in tons of light, but the walls are super dark. And then the wood paneled ceiling. Love that touch. We had beams in the other rooms, but yeah. Wood paneled ceiling in here. Great element. Nice texture here over the fireplace. Yeah, great colors, great feel. Just step outside here just for a second. So grill deck. So a little bit of extra space out here. You know, you could set up, some chairs, a table. But yeah, it's really, really serene. Really nice. Composite decking material with kind of the wrought iron railings. What you'd expect to see. And then into this kind of like butler pantry area. So you've got pantry here, storage, really nice storage, 8-foot doors. But then this space, this kind of prep area, also, adding to the kind of like Tuscan villa look and feel. Get the stone going again. Like I mentioned before, I know it sounds silly, but like there's enough of this natural stone where it's just like, oh yeah, you're seeing it in kind of almost every room. Just kind of gives it that feel like, oh yeah, it's sturdy, strong feeling. Undermount lighting on all these shelves, all these built-ins. Really cool. I mentioned it before, I think in another video, but yeah, the kind of gold fixtures and, cabinet pulls and knobs and stuff. Interesting to me that that's coming back. I've always associated that with kind of a 90s look, but you're seeing it more and more in new construction. I think I saw it in that other StoneGate home. We looked at it as well, but love this space. Love to do some prep work here or just, mix a few drinks. Walking in the mudroom area. So same tile throughout this whole space. So, in a different house, in like a lower kind of price bracketed home, this would almost certainly be like an LVP, maybe tile, maybe just like a very basic standard tile. But yeah, I just love the look of this. And I didn't mention the arched doorways. It's another thing that I really love about StoneGate. So yeah, arched doorways here. Into the sunroom as well. But it just really draws the eye upwards. There's a lot of sameness in new construction. I've mentioned that. So just, looking for little things that stand out. Just, softening the transition between rooms, giving it an extra bit of uniqueness. Really like that they do that. I mean, this is just a cool space. I don't know, like walking in here, you just feel like just has a different feel. But yeah, it is just a, mudroom, coat closet, but extra layer of specialness. And then main level, powder room, bathroom here. Wood paneling, more natural materials. Cool hexagonal light fixture up there, but doors, wood, solid, 8-foot doors in here. I'm going to peek in the garage because there's a couple elements that I did want to mention. So it is a 4-car garage, which is awesome. It is finished. We do have a heater in here, but what we'll also have is the drain. I love the floor drain in the garage in Minnesota. Come in with, any snow on your car during the winter. Garage heater is going to knock that off. The drain here is going to take the water out of the garage. It's really, really great. Epoxy coated concrete in here. Really nice space. Okay, I typically don't talk a lot about staging when I do these videos because the staging is not part of the actual build, but I think it is worth mentioning with StoneGate because they do have their own interior design division. It's called Styled by StoneGate. It does allow their customers to have the opportunity to explore the furnishings that they showcase in their model homes, and you can kind of envision how these pieces would integrate into your own home. So basically, if you came and saw this house and you're like, I absolutely love it, but I also love the furniture, I don't want to, have to take the time and energy to put that into finding stuff that looks just like this, because this is what I want. Styled by StoneGate, you can buy it directly from them. you can work with them to see other options that you might like even more. But yeah, if you just come in, if you love the whole thing, you can just get it as is, essentially. I mean, of course, it's gonna be an extra expense, but yeah, if you're just like, oh my God, this coffee table, where am I gonna find this? I need to have this. You can, Sell by StoneGate allows you to, get the exact piece. Same thing with any of this, any of the furniture that you see in here. The nice thing about it is, I mean, it fits together so well with the general vibe and tone of the house that, yeah, it just eliminates the energy that you'd put into trying to find stuff that fits as well as this. And that's kind of goes to what I really, really like about StoneGate as a whole, is that the whole process is so seamless. They have architects, they have, builders obviously, but, design experts that can help with these things. Walking out, really, really like this carpet. Really nice, going with the general tone and look. Great feel. Yeah. Huge vaulted ceiling here. So, checking out the upper level at the top of the stairs, first thing you notice that's very uncommon nowadays in new construction is hardwood on the upper level. Hardwood throughout into the owner's suite there as well. But yeah, really uncommon to see. I love it. I have hardwood floors in my house. So much easier to clean, so much easier to, maintain. Doesn't have that warmth, but of course you just, add rugs. But yeah, nice, kind of multi-textured as well, as opposed to just, carpet throughout is what you see 95% of the time with new construction. 8-foot ceilings up here. Do have kind of a smaller upper level living room space. In new construction homes, this usually is one of my favorite areas. This one is a little bit on the smaller side. I do love it because it does have hardwood floors as opposed to carpet. Cool. I didn't turn this on. Oh, there we go. Awesome feature if you have some art that you really want to showcase. But let's start in the primary. Walking into the primary. 9-foot ceilings, it's 8-foot trade ceiling, goes up to about 9 with the beams, adding warmth, adding that depth. Good looking light fixture here. Really nice size room. I mean, this is not too big. This is just right. Nice king size bed, plenty of space on both sides. And then you get the view as well here. I would have turned these lamps on, but they do not have light bulbs. But you can imagine the serenity if these lamps were on. But seriously though, very, very serene owner's suite here. I think the view has a ton to do with that. But yeah, the architectural elements of this room as well. Double doors coming in, the beams. But yeah, it's mostly this. Yeah, hardwoods. Or the engineered hardwood in the primary. Love it. And then primary bath. Among the nicest I've seen. It's rare that you see beams in the bathroom as well. But, getting up into the luxury tier. Very interesting tile work here. And not really any pattern, but just super, the install is just excellent. This house, it'd be very difficult to find, even any minor imperfections. But yeah, just the install and everything, just really, really impressive. So I'm guessing this is a quartz, just based on the pattern. But yeah, another trend that I'm seeing is we're getting away from that super high gloss, high finish, shiny, reflective counter and getting into like a more matte finish. Just, yeah, gives it that more earthy feel. Same Scandia cabinets in here. And then we've got stone tile all the way up to the ceiling. Huge soaker tub. Really nice tub with the natural light coming in above. Maybe consider, some privacy shades there, but just really, really nice. Love the undermount lighting too. and that glowing look that everything's got. This is also a feature that you don't see a ton. It's like the vanity, makeup chair, desk space. This is a feature that you see a lot, but typically not this nice. Shower, really large space. But yeah, it's the texture on this tile. Also, yeah, a natural feel. Not super polished. You do have a lot of different tile going on in here though, between the floor in here, in the shower, and on the walls. But everything premium, very high quality. More of the gold fixtures. And we have the arched doorway again, going into the walk-in closet. Hardwood's in the walk-in closet here as well. Really nice big space. 8-foot ceilings in here, so still, you know, this whole upper level, I believe it's 8-foot ceilings, except for that trade part of the primary. And wraps around into laundry space. Super convenient. Really, really like the laundry room right off of the primary closet or the primary bedroom closet. Yeah, same level of quality throughout. There's no space in this house where they've, you know, kind of cut any corners in terms of quality of the materials. Same, you know, tile in here. Same cabinets. Got that granite counter. I'm sorry, what I think is quartz. I'll never know. Only guessing. Tell me if I'm wrong in the comments. But yeah, so going back to the interior design, yeah, it's just this, you know, maybe not in this space. Not that there's anything wrong with these, but yeah, if more likely someone would go walk into the primary bedroom, oh my God, I love it. Main level living room, you know, where they get this sofa, where are these chairs from, that type of thing. Just being able to have that opportunity, to have the option to be able to pick that stuff if you really, really do love it. Because a lot of people don't think about this. They don't really, I think it might sound silly, but when a buyer walks into a space, they're typically not falling in love with the four walls. You know, they're falling in love with how it makes them feel. And a lot of that time that comes into the textures, yeah, just the furniture that's chosen, the spacing of everything, the lighting. I mean, this light in here is incredible. But yeah, those are things that typically don't, you know, aren't a part of the actual build. But to have those options with something that is, you know, with a company like StoneGate, that it pays that close attention to detail, you know, that as that curated, I think that's what sets it apart, in my opinion. I really love the attention to detail that they put into everything. The level of information that they have regarding their standards is also just super impressive. I mentioned that in the other video, but it's worth saying again. So in here we've got, this is tile that looks like wood. I actually like this quite a bit. This is really, you see this a lot, but not this quality and this, how much this can actually mimics real wood. But yeah, this is a tile product, it's not LVP. It's like a ceramic tile. The Jack and Jill bedroom or bathroom connecting these two bedrooms. Really interesting hexagonal tile in here. Another thing that you don't see a ton is wallpaper in new construction, but they do have that as an option here. Also, this wood paneling on the walls. Solid doors, nice closet space. Then, so bedroom 4 on the upper level. Carpet feels great. They use an 8-pound pad in all the rooms. just more dense, you know, less prone to bottoming out. Carpet looks great, feels great. This is very interesting. This is a first. I have not seen this yet.
So this is tile. It's almost like penny tile, except it's square, but it's like laid out in like a plaid.
As you get further away, it looks like plaid. It looks like a plaid shirt, like a flannel.
But yeah, just very, very interesting.
So yeah, if you're into that kind of aesthetic, that like kind of classic, I don't know, like Cape Cod type aesthetic, that is something new that I've not seen yet, is the plaid tile for the bathroom floor. Very interesting. But even in here, you know, this is the bedroom off of the what's not the primary, and yeah, they still brought in all the high quality materials. But yeah, to chat a little bit more about StoneGate. So Gagne is the kind of parent company. StoneGate is a division of Gagne. That's where, you know, they have the pre-designed floor plans. You can adjust, architecturally adjust. Obviously, you know, you can make selections on all the finishes, but you can architecturally adjust their floor plans as well, which is really cool. That I was playing around on their website yesterday, and I was really impressed with how that website is developed and how you can go through each floor plan and, you know, add whatever it is, you know, like the garage drain, that's something minor, but you add a whole other room, you know, add a sunroom, add a morning room, you know, move things around, add windows in a garage, add windows to, you know, every other room. It's really impressive, the level of customization that you can just do on their website. And then obviously, if you go the extra level to work with them, you know, that just becomes just an added layer of what they offer. But walking down into the basement here, we'll check out the main level space in just a moment. But since we're here, main level or lower level 3/4 bath, same situation with the tile in here. It looks like looks like that tile in the upper level, but you know, bathroom tile, but adding, you know, just like it looks more natural, you know, which to me adds that level of, I guess, luxury, but more just like the cohesiveness of this house in general, just the earthiness. Yeah. All tile. So mechanical room, I'm not going to spend a ton of time in here, but we are on well and septic. So this is a well pump. This is what you would not see in a house that's closer to the center of the metro area. So you are on well and septic here. That is, so it's not, you know, city water, city sewer doesn't exist out here. So, you know, well maintenance and septic maintenance is something that you just, you know, as a resident out here, you just have to get used to. But it is what you do get is, you know, this type of space. Some people prefer the autonomy of, you know, dealing with their own well and septic, but yeah, it's a nice trade-off when you get to look out at this. But yeah, this lower level living room space, very consistent in terms of level of quality with the upper level. With another fireplace with the wood paneling around. And yeah, just like the little detailing, the arch here as well. I don't know, I just think it's really smart. And just adds, it's not a huge thing, but it adds a level of uniqueness, a level of, you know, something a little bit different than what you see in most new construction. Home audio, the speakers here in the ceiling. And then, you know, a lot of lower levels, you know, yeah, space, kind of game room space here with the pool table, but the real game room we'll check out here in a second. Wet bar, same level of finish. Got the natural stone here again. Yeah, 9-foot ceilings down here, a little bit shorter than 9 foot. Awesome pendant lights. So I haven't mentioned much about Ham Lake. So approximately 17,000 for the population. It is closer to that rural type of lifestyle. We still aren't in neighborhood development, but it's going to be a longer drive to work, definitely a longer drive to errands and dining if that's the stuff that you're interested in. But you do get privacy. You do get kind of more autonomy out here. Elwell Farms is the name of the development. So it is adjacent to Carlos Avery Wildlife Management Area, which I'm told is 25,000 acres of forest, grasslands, wetlands, small lakes for outdoor recreation, really popular hunting, wildlife watching area. But Elwell Farms also offers community playground. They have a fishing pier. There's pickleball courts, basketball court, community pool, clubhouse. But this house has its own feature that, in my opinion, kind of trumps all of that, and that is this. So this is a professional golf simulator. This space is huge. This is 11-foot ceiling in here. I tried to get this thing turned on and could not figure it out. There are controls over here. I'm guessing this is some type of, so these are TVs that I guess the leaderboard would be, where you'd find that. But I'm interested that they have Frisbee here as well. I would love to throw a disc against this wall and see how far I made it. But really, really cool feature of this home. Certainly unique. You see, especially the last 10 years or so, the sport court was a huge kind of feature of homes in this price bracket, maybe even a little bit lower. But the full room golf simulator, this is something that I have not yet seen. So very, very cool. I'm told that you can also, use that as television. So if you wanted to watch football down here or whatever else, movies, very cool feature of this huge space. But yeah. And then, of course, little wine cooler in here as well. Is this the... Okay, yeah, so... Computer. But very, very unique element of this house. But yeah, very excited to check out StoneGate again. I'm just always impressed when I see their stuff. I love their systems. I love how everything is integrated. Architectural, not just the home, but like what StoneGate, the company offers, and Gagne, I should say, offers. But yeah, the integration of architecture, design, builder, the options, full custom if you want. So many great floor plans. They're minor design elements that make a big difference, and then of course just like their standards that they hold themselves to in their builds. I think they do set themselves apart, not from every builder, but from a lot. You can ask me. I'm not going to talk about it on this channel, but I'll tell you what I really think about some builders and others, but StoneGate always exceeds expectation, really. So thank you for watching this. If you have questions about this home, if you have questions about StoneGate, if you're interested in pursuing a build with StoneGate, please reach out. My number is 763-360-9291. steve@tothetwincities.com. You could also reach me there. You can text, email, call. But yeah, thanks for watching. We'll see you in the next one.